Hello, I'm back, and of course I'm appealing to the Hardys because we're still going through withdrawal, or at least I am. But anyway, to pass the time, because I don't want to wish my life away, but to pass the time between now and the return of When Calls the Heart, diving into some recipes as if we are there. Anyway, in the episode 5 of season 8, Lucas and Elizabeth go on a real date. So Lucas is talking to Gustave, and he's asking him to make all these special things.
Vichyssoise to start. Grilled salmon and lamb. Perhaps you can suggest a dessert?
I will give it some thought.
Gustave, this dinner with Miss Thornton is very important to me.
I'm French. Do not even begin to tell me about romance.
One of the things he wants to serve is Vichyssoise, which is a cold potato soup. And what's really cool is those writers did their history work. So Vichyssoise is a soup that is French, but it's really American. What happened, the famous chef Louis Diat, he came to America and was working in Manhattan at the Ritz-Carlton, and he would make this delicious soup that was a comfort soup that his family had made, especially his grandmother, for years. And it was a potato soup that was very plain and warm. But he remembered that in the summer, he and his brother would cool it off with some milk. So it was hot. They had this beautiful Japanese type garden on the roof of the Ritz-Carlton, and it was like sultry, can't even speak, July, August, and he's like, I'm going to make a version of that and serve it cold. Now this you can serve hot or cold. So it's very easy. All of the ingredients will be in the description below, but imagine this is what Elizabeth and Lucas were eating on their first official date, which took place in her backyard because little Jack was having a bad time and was missing her, and so he brought the date to her, which is so sweet.
I'm sorry again about the change in plans.
Don't apologize.
Jack's just been having a tough time recently.
There's no need to explain.
Everything was so delicious.
Well, I'm glad that you enjoy it.
Anyway, the ingredients are very simple. The most difficult thing is you need 2.5 cups of potatoes and cutting them up. I like the little tiny Yukon Golds, but get whatever you want. 2.5 cups, here they are. The other part that's the pain in the neck are the leeks. Leeks are so dirty. They're like in the onion family. They smell delicious. So you want to cut off the root. You want to peel off the parts that look like this. Then you want to cut them all up and put them in water and let them float and get all of the sand out of them and rinse it, and then pat it dry. You will see me doing this. Make sure you put the cut up leeks inside a bowl or a pot of cold water, and you separate the pieces to get all of the gritty sand out. What will happen is the leeks float to the top, and at the bottom will be the sand, and then you will scoop it out either into a strainer, or you can scoop it out with a slotted spoon and put it on a paper towel, and that way you'll make sure all of the sand has been removed, because no one wants that inside of their soup. Yuck. Then with the tablespoon of butter, you put the shallots or onion and the leeks in a pot, and you saute them until they become tender. Once they are tender, you add the potatoes and the 2 cups of chicken stock, and then you let it simmer for about 35 to 40 minutes. And the potatoes and the rest of the vegetables become very, very soft. Here you can add a little bit of salt to taste, and then you let it cool a bit. To cream the vegetables, you can use an immersion blender, which I could not find, or you can put it in the food processor, which can be messy, so I just used my hand mixer. As you can see, the mixer did the trick. It's nice and smooth. So next you're going to add the mixture of cream and milk, and the soup is basically finished. You can add some salt and pepper. Some people garnish it with a little bit of the onion that they use, maybe the green onion if you use green onion. In my case, I use shallots, but I just left it plain. Some of us ate it cold, some of us ate it warm. The best part is that Vichyssoise was served cold. You heard me telling the story, and it was about 1917, according to the article I was reading. And what's so cool is that Lucas and Elizabeth are in about 1918, so this would have been very popular, and they probably had it cold. So I think that's cool. And now you're going to see I put it in the cup or the mug, whatever you want to call it, and it looks so good, and it was. So, of course, Lucas and Elizabeth had their soup, I'm sure, in the best of the finest china. Knowing Lucas, he has good taste. Of course, I'm sure they have impeccable manners. But anyway, their first official date. And I think he also made Gustave make grilled salmon. And I don't know what they had for dessert. And he said to Gustave, make it, this is important. And Gustave said, oh, I know romance, it'll be great. And we didn't learn in the date what they had. Instead, what we found out was Elizabeth said to thank him for only sending one dessert because they had a chance to share, which is quite romantic. Okay, you have a good one. See you later.